Hello again, everyone. Mr. Cruze here with another Algebra 2 review for you. This time, the Quarter 4 review, Part 3. Remember, I want you to do as well as you can on this test so that you can improve your grade as much as you can. That way, we don't have to worry about so much for the final exam, all right? So what do you say we get this started? Remember, you can always email me, Twitter me, somehow get a hold of me, or you can always come in the morning for extra help as well, all right? Let's finish this up. Suppose you have 9 books in your book bag. 4 are novels, 2 are biographies, and 3 are poetry books. I grab a book out of my bag without looking, and I return it later. That'll be important. Tomorrow I do the same thing. What's the probability that I grab a novel both days? Well, the first day, there are 4 novels out of 9. So my probability is 4 out of 9. Since I put it back, the probability is going to be the same the second day. If I didn't, it'd be 3 out of 8, right? But that's a different story. I basically want to know what's the probability that I get a novel and a novel. So I'm going to multiply these two together. So you get 16 over 81. They'll probably get leave you as a percent. So it's, what, 19.8%? Not too bad. 21, S and T are mutually exclusive events. Find the probability of S or T. Since they're mutually exclusive, and you want or is the same as plus. So we're just going to add these two. Of course, you're going to need common denominators. So this one multiplied by 3, this one multiplied by 10. So you get 3 over 30 plus 20 over 30, which is 23 over 30, which is what is a percent? Probably like 80, no, I'm just kidding. 76.7%. Okay, these, so here's a table, right? With some data. Find the probability that the recipient of the degree is female, given that the degree is a bachelor's degree. So first thing I'm going to look for is both of these. Female bachelors. Well, let me highlight that. That's right there, 985. Ooh, it's a little big. 985, okay? That's what goes on top. 985. Out of, well, you put it out of what's given, that the degree is a bachelor's degree. So basically, where do those two overlap? 985 out of the total, which is 798 plus 985, which is 1783. And then whatever that probability is, it's 55.2%. So pretty likely that out of all bachelor's degrees, they're females as opposed to males. Okay? 23, find the probability of 4 successes in 7 trials with the given probability of 0.2 success, okay? Well, this formula is n combination x, p to the x, q to the n minus x. Remember, if p is 0.2, that means q is 1 minus 0.2, or 0.8. And then you just plug it in. 7 combination 4. 0.2 to the 4th. Remember, those two numbers are the same. If I have 4 successes out of 7, that means I'm going to have 3 failures. So I do 0.8 to the 3rd. And really, you can go ahead and do 7 combination 4 and then multiply by the other. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in at once. 0.2 to the 4th. That's 0.8 to the 3rd. And then you get, as a percent, roughly 2.9%. Okay, 24 takes a little time. Expand 3c minus d to the 3rd. Okay, so you start off with n choose 0. A to the n, so 3c to the 3rd. Then you keep going, plus 3, combination 1. You knock a down 1 power, and you bring b, which is negative d, up a power. Then you keep going along in that same pattern. Knocking a down a power, bringing b up a power, until you get to the very last one, 3 combination 3, when there are no more a's and b is at its maximum power. 3 combination 0 is just 1, so that'll be 3c to the 3rd. 3 combination 1 is 3, so that'll be 3 times 3c squared times negative d, plus 3 combination 2 is 3, so that'd be times 3c times negative d squared, and 3 combination 3 is just 1. Now you just have to deal with the number part. 3 to the 3rd power is 27, obviously to be c to the 3rd. This one we have a 3 squared, and a negative 1, so obviously this is going to be a negative term. 3 squared is 9, times 3 is 27, c squared d. The negative comes from this, okay? plus we have a 3, and a -1 squared. But what happens when I square -1? You end up with a +1 times 3, which is +9. C comes down a power, D goes up a power. And the very last term, -d cubed, well, that's just going to be -d cubed. Okay. -1 to the third is still -1. Okay. Whew. Sketch a normal curve for the distribution. Okay, you got it. Actually, not too bad. 1 and 2 standard deviations away from the mean. Okay, so here's 58. We'll go 1 away. Basically, I'm going to add 3. So you get 61. You can also subtract 3 to get 55. They want us to go 2 away, so we're going to do it again. 52, you subtract 3. This one we add 3, so we get 64. And then you put your percents under there as well. Okay, if you don't have these memorized by now, you might want to put it on your note card, just a thought. But anyway, hopefully you understood where I got these numbers at the bottom from. You take 58, you keep adding the standard deviation this way, and you keep subtracting the standard deviation this way. Pretty easy. 26, to win a prize at a county fair, the diameter of a tomato must be greater than 5 inches. Okay, diameters of a crop are normally distributed with a mean of 4 inches and a standard deviation of 0.5. So I'd just basically, that'd be 3.5. Basically, I'm going to keep making the same curve. 34% there, 13.5 there, 2.35 there, and then of course don't forget the 0.15 on the outer edges. Okay, what's probably it'll be a winner? Well, it must be bigger than 5 inches to be a winner. So I find 5 on here, and then I look that way, and I add them together. 2.35 plus 0.15 gives me 2.5%. Last, but certainly not least, 568 of 1,200 teenagers surveyed prefer to have tests on Friday. Find the sample proportion. Okay. 568 out of 1,200, you just divide that. It's going to be a little less than half. So it'd be 40, it says round to the nearest percent, so we'll just go with that, 47%. Boom, sample proportion. Okay, 47%. Now, we have to find the margin of error. Well, the margin of error formula is plus or minus 1 over the square root of n. N is the number of people you surveyed, which is 1,200. Okay, it's not the 568. 568 is the number of people that said yes, but they're not in. All right. Again, this will be a percent. 1 divided by the square root of 1,200. And go ahead and round that to the nearest percent. So it'll be 3%, plus or minus 3%. And it's like 2.8, but that'll be fine, 2.9. And then, to get the interval, you just basically take 47 plus the 3% and 47 minus the 3% to get your interval. So that means basically between 44 and 50% of all teenagers in general, between 44 and 50% of all teenagers prefer to have tests on Friday. A little less than half, basically. All right. That's it. That's your review. Hopefully you feel a little more prepared for the quarter 4 test. If you have any additional questions, I'll see you tomorrow morning. You can always tweet me, email me, somehow get a hold of me, all right? Good luck. See you tomorrow.